No matter how you slice it, the Boston Celtics had a very eventful season. At one point, they were a 500 team through 50 games, and questions swirled around the team dynamic and the coaching of Ime Udoka. However, the Celtics went 26-6 to end the season, emerged as the best defensive team in the league, and eventually ended up in the NBA Finals. They would lose that finals to an all-time great player, but the Celtics look to be even better than ever after their offseason moves. In this video, we'll discuss how the additions of Brogdon and Gallo propelled the team forward, internal improvement that we could see on this roster, and why this team is perfectly okay even without a Kevin Durant blockbuster. Be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel, and be sure to sub for more content like this. When it comes to the Boston Celtics, it's evident that having another playmaking guard would have made a world of a difference for this team. Someone who isn't going to hijack the offense, can play off the ball, and can adequately set up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Well, that's what the Celtics are getting in Malcolm Brogdon, another smart acquisition by Brad Stevens. Brogdon is an efficient, composed point guard that thrived playing off the ball in Milwaukee next to Giannis and others. He shot north of 44% on catch-and-shoot threes in 3 of his 6 seasons in the league, and thus can operate as an off-ball threat without overhauling the Celtics offense. And while his shooting percentages did take a hit with the Pacers due to increased responsibilities, they should improve given a more off-ball role in Boston. Moreover, when he's on the ball, Brogdon provides a lot of utility as well. Brogdon is one of the better guards in the league at operating in pick and rolls, ranking in the 87th percentile in points per possession when running them. He's also great at breaking down defenses and setting himself or his teammates well on drives. Brogdon was 4th in the league in drives per game at 18, shot 54% on those opportunities, and virtually didn't turn the ball over. Brogdon should also help the Celtics be more dynamic in transition, with the Celtics ranking only 27th in transition offense in the regular season, and Brogdon being 10th in assist to turnover ratio in transition. Additionally, Brogdon gives the Celtics a way to be more consistent in their half-court offense, hoping to calm the storm when the Celtics inexplicably revert to isolation play or hero ball, something that they're clearly not exceptional at. However, one thing that could tank the Brogdon experience in Boston is injury, something he struggled with his entire NBA career.
I was born with glass bones and paper skin.
He's only played in 60 games twice in his career and only played in 36 games last season. Yeah, just pray that the luck of the Irish keeps him healthy. Another Celtics signing that should draw attention from defenses is Danilo Golonari, who's 34 at this point, but still provides what the Celtics are looking for off the bench. Gallo isn't the most laterally gifted athlete out there and could serve as a potential weak link defensively, but what he does offer is fluidity in the offense. Gallo shot 42% on catch-and-shoot threes last season on 4 attempts per game and shot 38% from 3 as a whole. And also, Gallo is solid on select post-up opportunities, ranking in the 78th percentile of all players. Overall, I love what the Celtics have done over the offseason and feel that these acquisitions can make them to be a dominant force in the East. And with further internal improvement, I think that this has the potential to be even the best roster in the league. Despite a disappointing NBA Finals, Jason Tatum has solidified himself in NBA superstardom, being one of the main driving forces for the Celtics even getting there. His shot selection and decision making have improved from years past, he's greatly improved as a playmaker, and he started to put it all together in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. He completely outplayed KD and Kyrie for an entire series, dropped 46 points on the road in Milwaukee to force a Game 7, and won Eastern Conference Finals MVP after helping to take down the Heat. However, Tatum still has room to grow in these areas as well. A huge reason for his huge turnover struggles in the playoffs was him trying to force the issue when it was evident that he should have just made a simple pass. The Warriors are of course an elite defensive team, and the Celtic players inexplicably acting like statues does make life a little bit more difficult. But Tatum simply has to improve on making reads and also has to cut down on inefficient isolation opportunities. As I alluded to earlier, the Celtics aren't exceptionally great in isolation by any stretch, and Tatum has relatively been an inefficient isolation scorer throughout his career. And on that note, he has to stop fishing for contact anytime he drives to the rim and just focus on actually finishing inside. Jaylen Brown is also another player who remained consistently awesome for the Celtics, even in games when Jason Tatum was far from his best. However, Brown can get pretty annoying to watch as well. For one, I've never seen someone with a handle as inconsistent as his. One day, he looks like Paul George, but the next day, he looks like Kendrick Perkins. While he has definitely made strides since his rookie campaign, he needs to tighten up his handle and also needs to become a much better decision maker. Additionally, as composed as Marcus Smart has been compared to years past, he still needs to stop being shot happy at times and correct his shot selection. With these offseason additions and expected internal improvements, the Celtics do have what it takes to win it all, making it all the more difficult to consider a Kevin Durant trade. Unless you've been living under a rock, you should know that Kevin Durant demanded a trade from the Brooklyn Nets, and teams across the league are consequently conjuring up their best packages for him. However, should the Celtics be interested? Kevin Durant is obviously one of the best 15 or so greatest players of all time, and adding him to your team ultimately puts you in contention. Not only that, getting Durant means that an Eastern Conference rival won't nab him as well. But the Celtics were literally just 2 wins away from winning a championship and already have an improved roster. Not only that, this trade isn't just going to be Horford and second-round picks to get the deal done. No, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and multiple firsts have to be in that deal, and that's a lot to give up for, again, a team that just made the NBA Finals. However, those are just my thoughts, and please comment down below how you feel about a Kevin Durant Celtics trade. And also, how far do you feel the Celtics can go next season with the additions of Gallo and Brogdon? Thank you so much for your time. Be sure to leave a like to support the channel and sub for more content like this. Hope to see you all in the next one, and stay tuned.